Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be tackling some of the front end stuff. So I'm going to be pulling the old knuckles off of the whole front subframe, and then we're going to be tackling the tie rods, inner and outers on both sides, and then we'll start putting it into the car. So let's see how that goes. First thing, I'm going to pull these little cotter pins out, pull those bolts out. That'll take those arms off, or the knuckle off. I'm going to do that on both sides. Then, I don't think I'm going to pull the rack. I was thinking about it, but I don't think I need to. It's just a couple of bolts, but we'll see how it goes with it on. But we'll take the boot off here and on both sides. Do the inners and outers. I'm also going to have to unbolt that tie rod end off too to get that off, but we'll see how it goes from there. There's that one. And then there's that one. Okay, now there's just two 17 mils holding those guys on. Hopefully they play nice and just come right off. Of course, that one's not 17 anymore, so we'll try an 18. I just grabbed the wrong size. I went down, set them up. Perfect. Now it can be a lot easier with it being on the ground, but I usually just hammer right on the front arm, just knock it free, but just like that. There's that one. Still gotta take that tie rod bolt out. Let's see what size that is. 18 should work, or 17 should work on that one. Give it a couple hits and it should come out too. Now I'm going to keep some of the stuff of this just for to have as spares, but overall those came out pretty easy. I'll have to see how my new ball joints are that are going to go in, but they should be pretty good. Got some good old A premium upper control arms for this thing. So far, even at my work, when customers bring some stuff in, they tend to have some A premium stuff, and for the most part we haven't had any issues with it being too cheap or bad quality. So yeah, A premium's pretty good. So the first thing to get these boots off, you got to pull these little air vents, I'm going to call them. I'm not quite sure. I've never seen them very often on tie rod boots, so, or inners. Just lets them vent out, I guess. So pull those off. These are probably clips, so I'm cut the clips there. I'll have new zip ties or clips to put those back on. It came with something. Then we can remove the boot. I have new boots, new inners and outers, so we're not reusing any of this. So I'll just pull the inners off with the outers. That makes it a lot easier. And then eventually I'll have to eyeball it up, because this Integra subframe was a circle track car, so who knows what the alignment was on this thing. There's that one. There we go. The other one. Okay, now to put the inners on, I always put a little bit of some blue Loctite on the threads just to get them so they don't come out as easy, but I'm not sure if that's required, but we've always done it, so that's what I'm going to keep doing. Let's see, just put a little bit on the threads here, just like that. It's ready. Tighten that one down after. Do the next one now. There's this little I'm gonna call it washer that fits in a certain way, so once you start to tighten it, it should find its hole if you don't line it up properly the first time, which is okay. This other one started. Again, I'm not sure how the alignment was, so when it comes time to figuring that out later for the steering shaft and the clock spring, that'll be interesting enough, but that's a later date problem. I'll eyeball it the best I can here, and then when it comes time to put it up and put the other links or knuckles and stuff, we'll figure that out then. You can use a big wrench, but most of the time you can just use a pair of vice grips and it'll work just as good. With that Loctite, and make sure that they won't come loose. Because they came off pretty easy, so I'm glad I'm doing them. There's one. The wrench would definitely be easier, but I don't feel like looking through my tools for one of the wrenches that I need, so I'll just keep doing it this way, because it works. And then when I go to put the outer on, I'm just going to tighten that up midway probably and just set it that way for now. We'll adjust later easy, so not too much of a problem on that. Everything's new. Squishing that little washer. Perfect. We'll double check this one. I'll go a little bit more. Okay, now we can put our boots on. This came with a bunch of zip ties and stuff, but we'll see what I decide to use here in a minute. Oh, I gotta take that stop nut off. So the boot goes on. A real tight fit, which I think for the most part that's a good thing. Now here's the hard part, getting it over this. She's a tight fit. I really don't want to reuse those old boots, so I gotta get this on here. There we go. Perfect. Nice and tight. Now we'll use, let's see, one of these just to hold the boot on there. She's on there pretty tight anyway, but there. Put our little vent thing on back. Perfect. That side is ready to go. And let's do the other one. Get our lock washer, our lock nut off again. Or something here, I can pry that around easier. A little clip popper tool, I know I got one here somewhere. There it is. Trick. A lot easier. Get our other zip tie. Make sure she's in the groove. Tighten her down. Now we can put that little vent hose back on. So I won't call it because I'm not sure what it is called exactly. Now we can cut our zip ties as flush as I can here. Alright. Now we got some new inners. For the outers, I'm just gonna tighten them up about halfway, both sides, like I was saying. I'll leave the, I wonder if they came with cotter pins. They should have, but I don't think I've seen anything in the packaging, but we'll have to check. If not, I got a pack somewhere with lots of them. There we go. These are nice and labeled, so you know which one's left and right, but I just looked what the old ones that came off looked like, so I knew where they went. There's one. See what the other one has. If it has packaging with the cotter pin or not. Nope, no cotter pin. Oh, this one doesn't. Interesting. That one's got a castle nut, and this one's just got a nylock. So maybe that's why I didn't. Oh well. Oh, I gotta put my lock nut back on. Interesting how a pack of 2 for both of this. So it came with the whole kit, and you have weird discrepancies like that, where one of them has a castle nut and you could use a cotter pin, and this one's just an eye lock. Weird, but that's what you get sometimes. You never know. Sometimes the straight from part places like Napa or something like that will do that too, so you never know. Alright. Couple more turns here. There, I'll call that good there. Tighten that up a little bit. There she is. That's going to be a whole lot better for when it comes time to get her on the road. Alright, in the next one, we'll be probably taking that frame out that I got for just wheeling it around. It's got 2 little wheels there. We'll probably pull that out, and we'll get the front subframe in and start getting the steering column in. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then if I decide to, in the same video, I'll put the rear frames in too. Then I can get some wheels on it and have it roll out so I can work on it outside, have more room, so I can get inside and work on a lot of the wiring. There's a lot to be done in there, a lot to be tested. Everything should plug and play fine, but there's some differences between a coupe and a hatch, so I think I got all the hatch wiring I need. The taillight plug was real hard to find, but I managed to get one, and if I need to I can recreate one. I'll cut some plugs off at a junkyard because a lot of the stuff I have here are from junkyard, but we'll see how that goes. Thanks for watching.